Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, hi, my name is Tolulope Solutions. I film about faith, family, business and lifestyle, and in today's video I'm here for all you single ladies. Are you here for me? And I feel like maybe a bit of married people can benefit from this, or a lot of married people can actually benefit from this depending on how you look at it. Okay, I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I haven't been married for like over 3 years. Just like that. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel, I was like, some people were raising their noses that when did this one get married, she's talking about marriage. Look at 4 years now. Oh my god. And marriage is not being so almost times 1,000. Marriage is not beings. But anyway, today I just wanted to come here and talk about things that I feel like more single people need to be aware of before they get married. So literally saying things to expect in marriage, or don't get married without these things. And if you're interested in all of that, definitely keep on watching. Before we go into all of that, shout out and thank you to you, Deborah, for sponsoring today's video. Deborah is a faith-based channel, and her channel name is God's Kingdom with D.
Hi guys, my name is Deborah Chayune. I have a YouTube channel called God's Kingdom with D. I talk about God and I share testimonies. God told me that I've called you to be my servant and my witness of the things you've seen and will see of me, to open up the eyes of the people so that they may be set free and delivered. So please check out my channel and be a part of it. I'll be so glad if you join me on this journey. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Guys, you know what's funny? I remember doing this pro bono last year, just giving people shout outs on my channel, just a way to give back to the community I have here. And that ran through January to December of 2020. And to see someone sponsor a whole video just to be able to do this is so hard for me. Like, you never know where these things will lead you, right? But anyway, thank you, Deborah. Guys, subscribe to the channel. If you love to hear people's testimonies, then that's definitely one channel you want to subscribe to. And if you guys want to sponsor any of my videos, I'm going to put my Patreon link down in the description box below. Anyway, let's jump right into the video for real. The first thing I'm going to talk about is self-discipline. Self-discipline. I feel like, and I'm talking about all these things in the context of even a healthy relationship, right? Now, I am not a love doctor yet. I am not a certified counselor yet. However, I am anointed for this. I know it. It is my calling. It is one of my purpose here on earth. And I feel like I'm grateful for everything I'm going to talk about on here, okay? So as I was saying, self-discipline is so key, guys. And this is even in a healthy relationship where, boy loves girl, girl loves boy, we're in love, we respect each other. Self-discipline is what will make you not step out of your marriage. Self-discipline is what will make you not insult your in-law one day. I feel like self-discipline is so underrated in like marriage counseling, or in like single forums. Self-discipline, let's even take it in the context of lust, for instance. Self-discipline is what will make you overcome lust. See, I've only been married for a short number of years, or a few number of years, and trust me when I say that feelings alone cannot sustain a marriage. Maybe I'm going to beg my husband and drag him. I won't drag him. I cannot drag him. He is my head. I dare not drag him. But I'm going to beg him to, film a video with me about feelings are fleeting or something in that class. But I just want to say that your feelings do not always sustain you in marriage. And sometimes people have wandering feelings. And sometimes, if you're in a corporate organization, you can have a crush on someone across the block. You can reunite with an old schoolmate. If you do not have self-discipline, in my opinion, which is literally what the Holy Spirit helps with, then you're going to jeopardize your marriage, the integrity of your marriage, the trust in your marriage, and all of that. So it's important that you work on your self-discipline. You'll be surprised how some people feel like, oh no, I've met the love of my life, I have overcome lust. But it gets seasonal in marriage, right? Sometimes the emotions are high up there. Sometimes they're like, not today, I don't want to do lovey-dovey stuff. Like, you can literally be caught on fresh in your emotions, right? And if you don't have the self-discipline required, you're going to jeopardize the health of your relationship. So bear that in mind. Self-discipline is so key. It can be cultivated, and I feel like you already know that by now. How do you handle advances from the opposite sex if you're even in a relationship? That you don't have like wandering eyes, your eyes is choking. Anyway, that's on period for that. Next thing is a healthy financial mindset. This is also something that is so underrated, and I want to talk about the women here. Trust me, I know that it goes both ways, but I really want to talk about the women because there's a stereotype that, oh, when I get married, my husband is going to be the one providing all of my needs according to his riches in glory. It's a lie. Only Jesus can supply all your needs according to his riches in glory. And this is even like so broad. It can go into even your emotional needs and all of that, but that's not what we're talking about here today. On your finances, even there are times that the way your account is set up, if you run a joint account, or even if your husband is the sole provider of your family, sometimes it might not have money for your sanitary, sometimes it might not have you in budget for this and that. So I feel like a healthy financial mindset is very important before you enter into marriage, knowing that we're also one. It's not, my husband and I filmed a video here about is my money, our money. I'm going to link it up here, knowing that it's not a case of, oh, I'm going to own my own, he's going to own his own. Like, there are so many things involved when money is concerned. Money is also one of the top things that cause divorce and separation in marriage these days. So it's important that you go in, and I feel like this is something you can start talking about from the onset. If you're dating somebody, already have conversations. If you guys are serious, already have conversations about what is your view on money. Even as a married person, there is still a Bible app I studied like 2 weeks ago, something about, okay, what's your take on money? How do you view money? It's an unending conversation. It's something you guys always have to be in check. Some people might just be I want to jaya times 2. I just want to enjoy my life with every money, and you are maybe the prudent person who wants to. If those things are not communicated and in check or in sync, then it can also lead to unnecessary fights. It can lead to irresponsibilities and all of that. So make sure that your mindset when it comes to your finances is also top notch. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. I just spoke about even me reading something recently, but at least knowing that this is important is already a step ahead for you, right? Next point is a foundation of faith. I cannot overemphasize this. Here I talk about faith a lot, and basically the foundation of what your marriage needs is faith. The Bible says that a threefold cord cannot be broken, and this is so important. I didn't want it to be cliche. That's why I didn't say it first. And because most of this point is not like one is above the other, right? Everything is important, so watch till the end as well. So when it comes to your faith, I see it as a triangle, and I only share this with my mentees, so I'm giving you guys free mentorship class. Sorry, mentees, right? It's like a triangle, right? God is on top, and this is you, this is your husband or your partner, right? Everything has to be linked. If your foundation or your relationship or your marriage does not have that foundation of faith, if you guys don't reverence God as your head, if you guys don't put God into decisions you make, then there's going to be a big problem. Trust me, it might seem that, oh, how about those that don't serve God, those that don't. God is the one who made marriage. It is him that can give you the best layout on how to run your marriage. Even when you err on some things I'm talking about, it is that faith that is going to bring you guys back together. I have seen people get through infidelity. I've seen couples work through trust issues because they understand the forgiveness they received from the Father. If things like that are not in place, then it's very easy for relationships or marriages to just start today and tomorrow and things like that. So a foundation of faith, and it's something you have to build. A good faith disciplined life is something that you will need throughout even your wife life journey, your motherhood journey. And it's not something that you say, oh, when I get married, me and my husband will be praying together. There are some times that you guys can't actually pray together. What if you don't live together? What if the man is busy when you're sleeping? What if the man is sleeping when you're busy? Things like that. It is a personal work first, right? So it's important that you yourself, you cultivate that mindset of knowing God for yourself. That's the word, and I feel like that just sums it up. Know God for yourself. Start a good walk with God and Jesus before you even get into marriage. It is so key to save you a lot of heartache. Take it from me. Next point is a foundation of friendship. Now, I was on a live recently and I said something like, I feel like when your friendship takes root downward, your love and your romance can now grow upward. And I feel like that is the best analogy I can think about. Love is good, romance is good, emotions are good, but I've seen that in marriage, friendship is what will sustain you when you don't feel. It's not every time you're going to feel like dressing up and going for a date. It's not every time you're going to feel like making out. It's not every time you're going to have sex. Let's be real here. But once your friendship is in place, like once you see that person as your friend, right, you still have that connection. Again, even in conflict, even in things that could easily spur into disagreements, if you guys are friends, then you already tones down the whole environment. When I became a mom, I remember that, you know, some people asked me questions. I think it was when my husband and I also filmed a video regarding romance. I'm also going to link it here, right? And some people were asking me about, oh, how did you guys maneuver this? It's like taking a whole toll on our marriage. And I feel like one thing that got my husband and I through really that in those times was our friendship. Right? There are times we'll just laugh at each other. So there are things that people would take out of context. There are things that people would judge each other for, that if you guys are friends, then you wouldn't even see it as judgment. Now let me balance it, that see finish can easily enter, but personally I think that once you're, you know, determined to walk the walk and balance it out, not now take this person for granted and see them solely as your friend, then you guys will be fine. And I feel like that's the case in my own, you know, marriage. Yes, we're friends, but a lot of times we put in the effort and we're intentional about also making sure that our love and our romance is blooming, if that makes sense. Next point is you must have a heart of service going into marriage. If you don't have a heart of service, then you're already setting yourself up to be selfish in your marriage, and love is not selfish. A marriage where both parties are selfish is going to suffer. Heck, a marriage where one person is selfish is still going to suffer. It's that overflow of givers that actually make it beautiful in marriage. So I feel like it's important that you go in with that, I want to serve. Have a heart of service when it comes to your body, when it comes to your work. And I'm not saying compromise on the things you believe in. However, it's important that at least you don't shut things out on the first, you know, go. You listen, you compromise here and there. When both parties are of that mindset, then trust me, it just makes it really smooth. I'm going to read 1 Corinthians 7, and this is one of the passages I love most when people talk about sex, or is this good, is this not good? Somewhere in verse 3, verse 4 says, sexual drives are strong, but marriage is strong enough to contain them and provide for a balanced and fulfilling sexual life in a world of sexual disorder. They're saying, get married. Get married. That's what the Bible is telling us here. If you want to enjoy sex, get married. But this is the part that is interesting for this particular point. It says, the marriage bed must be a place of mutuality. The husband seeking to satisfy his wife, and the wife seeking to satisfy her husband. Marriage is not a place to stand up for your rights. Oh, I'm preaching good, am I? Marriage is a decision to serve the other, whether in bed or out. And you can read the rest of the scripture. It's a very interesting one. Well, that's just telling you that there is no me really in marriage. Is you or me, I am you, and that's the way like we're going to thrive and grow. That's the way our marriage is going to become a heaven. That's the way we operate in my home. That's the way, you know, we serve each other. And when it even comes to works, right, is like I said, that overflow of giving. The same thing will go into your finances, the same thing will go into your parenting and all of that, right? So yes, serve, just go to serve. Kneel down to give your husband food, kneel down to give your wife food, whatever it is that serves you. The Bible says the husband and the wife serving each other. We're not here to debate husband is the head of the home, but I'm just saying when it comes to service, it's important that you're not going into marriage with a mentality of I want to stand up for my right, especially with the husband or wife that you have married. The next point is a heart of forgiveness. I've touched on this a tiny little bit, but it's a whole point on its own. The person you love the most is the person I feel, or let me talk for myself. The person I love the most, my husband, Adejumo, is the one I love the most on the surface of this earth. But guys, guess what? He's the one who can also hurt me the most. So it's the one that has also hurt me. Hey! Is the one who has also hurt me the most on the face of this earth. I think that's the way it works. The more access you give to somebody in your heart, the more access you also give to them to be able to hurt you. This is where forgiveness comes in. And to be honest, I don't see a way you can really walk in the fullness of forgiveness if your faith life is not 100% as well. Not 100% actually. There's no faith life that is 100%. But I mean, like, in a good standing. If you don't understand the love and forgiveness you have received from the Father, it will be very difficult to also walk in the fullness of forgiveness, right? God help us. It is a journey. I'm not here saying, oh, it's 100% for us, but I'm telling you, from somebody who has hurt her husband, and her husband has hurt a lot in the past, this act of forgiveness, because of what Jesus Christ has done for us, is how we're able to extend forgiveness to each other. I think I said a lot of words there, but I hope you guys get it. But yeah, even to your in-laws, let's use in-laws and friends of your husbands, those that will come to your house and will not take the plates to the kitchen. Will you now say, no, I don't ever want to see you in this house again? You know, that maturity, that forgiveness is very important, right? So just going with the mindset of this person I love the most in this life can do the impossible, right? So it's a case of forgiveness. Now, don't let's mistake forgiveness with toxicness. There is a point you get to that, you know, somebody is constantly taking advantage of you, constantly emotionally and physically abusing you, if somebody is constantly, you know, ridiculing you, then you know that that's toxic. And yes, I can forgive you, but I have to separate from you. Get counsel, talk to people, and if the person is unwilling to change, bye. Like, for me, marriage is a case of two parties are willing to put in the work. If one person is not putting their weight, it's going to tell on the other person. But as long as both parties are willing to work and, you know, do things for their marriage, then we're going to enjoy it. Both of us are going to enjoy the fruit of our work. But I can't be working for the two of us. No, only Jesus can do that for everybody. But I'm not saying that, oh, if your marriage has a problem, also just walk out the door. No, like I said, get counsel. Give it time, communicate. There's so many marriages that have been revived, that were close to doom, and God restored, right? So yes, it can be restored, but I'm very big on those two things: abuse and emotional and physical, and infidelity. Those are things you want to get counsel for and like work your way through it. It's not things you should constantly tolerate, right? Yeah, that's on that. Next point is, and I feel like I'm rushing. Am I rushing? Guys, let me know if I'm rushing. If I'm rushing, that means I'm trying to fit in all the points into one video. I hope you guys enjoy and like watch these videos to the end. It's worth my while, okay? Anyway, enjoyment of your own self. There's going to be times that this yin to your yang is going to be away from you. Even if you're in the same house, you guys might not talk to each other because life is busy. He's probably just taking a break, scrolling through Instagram from work. You are probably just not in the mood sometimes to talk to somebody. You just want to watch a movie. If you cannot learn to enjoy your own self in your single season, then it's going to be harder when you get married, because the expectation goes to 100. You expect that you are my husband now. You should always cuddle. You should always be with me every time. You should always, you know, let's be talking. Even if we don't have anything. I've gotten DMs that say that, oh, we don't always seem to have things to talk about. And to be honest, that has to be a balance, but that's not what this video is about. But it is important that you learn to enjoy your own company. I remember when I newly got married, my husband was working on an album then, and he would come home so late, sometimes 2 a.m., sometimes 3 a.m. What that did to me though is that it made me add weight, because I would wait for him. I was doing new wife. I would wait for him before I eat dinner. He will now come, and then I was out of a job, then he will now come, and then that's when we'll now eat dinner, and me, I was getting fat, and the man would wake up in the morning again and go to the studio, right? So for me, it was a case of, if I was so glued to him, if I couldn't enjoy my own company those nights, even though, yeah, don't get me wrong, there were nights I would say, babe, please, now it's okay, you will continue tomorrow, at least come home. And that's because I've spent the whole of the day without him. So I'm not saying that, oh, don't feel anything, don't miss your spouse. However, there are times that it is unavoidable, right? The word is unavoidably absent. It's going to be unavoidably absent. And if you cannot learn to spend time with yourself, whether by worshiping, whether by praying, whether by praising, whether by meditating, whether by exercising, and I'm just giving you ideas of things I like to do in my alone time, whether by watching movies or talking to your own family, actually a lot of things, whether by just sitting down and enjoying your time in the dark or in the daylight. I love to just sit down sometimes and just breathe in and out. My watch will even remind me to do that a lot of times, right? So it's important to just make sure that you're going with the mindset of, I can enjoy my own company. I can, now there are levels to this. I have a friend who can legit go on a solo trip by herself, not like girls trip, solo trip. Me, I don't see the point in that. I can't do it personally. It works for her. She loves it. I'm like, will I not be telling strangers to take my pictures because I want to take pictures when I go to Burj Khalifa? But yeah, that's it. That's that. Next point is patience with yourself and your spouse. I feel like this is self-explanatory. I don't have to go into it. It is as clear as it sounds, right? There are times, and it's linked with forgiveness a lot. Just goes to say there are times that this person will push you a bit. It's just learning to be patient with yourself as well, where you feel like there are times that we feel like we're not doing too much. Let me talk for myself. I feel like, oh, I'm not matching up, maybe because I've not made my hair in a while. I feel like, the other room is not popping because I've been busy. It's just necessary to be patient with yourself. This also goes to say it's a journey. Marriage is a forever thing by the grace of God, and there are seasons as well. I feel like in being patient with yourself, it means you should also learn to understand the life seasons you're in, period. Then the last point is, please go in with a team mentality. You see, when you hear things that, I don't know if you've heard it before, but it's all over the place, that they say, oh, as husband and wife, you're not fighting against each other, you're fighting together. This is so true. However, I feel like both parties have to have that understanding again, so that it won't weigh on one person. So going with a team mentality, everything is me and you, everything is you and me. When we're fighting against a common enemy, the devil, who wants to take away the joy and bliss in our marriage. We're not fighting against ourselves. I feel like once you look at it through that lens, it is easier to appropriate blames. It is easier to say, oh, you are the one who did this to me. That will help to tackle the issue and not the person, right? This team mentality, I can film a whole video on it, but yeah, that's it. Let me just stop here. Let me know if you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you're married here, let's know what is one thing that you would like to tell the singles. What is one thing that you feel like people need to know before they enter into marriage? Feel free and put that in the comment section, and let's make this interactive. If you're single and you've learned a thing or two, let me know also in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe with your single friends. I feel like this is a whole premarital counseling on its own, if I do say so myself. But yeah, again, Patreon, I'm going to put the link in my description box. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. What is it? You want something? My production manager.